Okay, it's 91X live out here at Coachella. It's Hilary, and I have been joined by the super awesome Future Islands. Hi, guys.
Hi. How's it going?
Hello.
It's going really well. How about you?
Doing good.
Okay. Having a good day so far?
Yeah, it's nice out here. Look at this.
Isn't
Look at
it
this
so
view.
pretty? So I was interviewing the band Tennis here like an hour ago, and they said the same. Everyone kind of says that, like, wow, this is so pretty. And I said, yeah, there was just a road runner running around, and both the husband and wife in Tennis, Patrick and Elena, they were like, no way, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. And so we started the interview, and all of a sudden this little road runner comes creeping up and was hanging out right behind us while we were.
I don't think I even knew that they were real.
No, they are really real,
It's real.
Sam.
Maybe if we keep talking about them.
If we see one will appear. I'll point it out. And a coyote. We had a coyote run through here last night. He ran down that path at like 4:30.
So those were documentaries that I was watching as a child.
Yes, they're real. They really exist out here in the Coachella Valley. It's awesome. Okay, so this is not Future Island's first Coachella. Is that correct, or is it your first?
This is. Go ahead.
This is our second.
Okay.
Is that a peace sign?
I was like, peace sign. Also
Peace
doubles
out.
as
And
the
number
two.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was the first go round?
2014.
Okay, all right. So I was going to ask some question like, now that you've grown and matured as artists, you're going to do anything really differently this time? But that wasn't that long ago.
I think even though we just put out a new record, we're going to play the same exact sets.
Perfect. Great.
We looked up our old set list and we're just
We were
gonna
practicing.
do it.
That would actually be really funny. That would be good. Yeah, as long as you don't pull a Radiohead. We were just talking about what happened last night.
That's a nightmare.
I felt
been
for
there.
them.
Yeah,
Have
it
you been
happened.
there? So, like, had
If
some,
yeah, that happens to everybody.
Sure.
It's really that's unfortunate when it happens on such a big stage.
Sure.
In that moment.
Yeah.
I think our drum kit fell off the first one, right?
Oh, that is true.
Fell off
The
at Coachella?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Fell
Fell
off
off the
stage?
riser. Yeah.
Oh.
And then this
Well, what
dude
was
ran
that
on
drum?
stage and he tried to get it back on the riser. And but what he really did is he shoved the whole drum kit into our drummer.
No.
And he was like, "Yeah, I got you, dude." And it made it worse.
We
But,
met him after the show as famed producer Ross Robinson.
No,
wasn't
it
gonna
really
name the
was?
name, but it's
Huh?
okay.
Should I not have said his name?
I wasn't gonna name the name, but
Dude,
it's
it's
That's
okay.
funny. You should
He's
know.
the guy.
Ross Robinson, it's like, that's what
he
No,
asked-
no.
he asked
He
Sam
was a fan.
Yeah.
He did ask Sam if he was ready to taste blood.
Well, he said he wanted to record us. He was like, I want to record the fire.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you're intense.
You said no dice,
He's a
Ross
nice guy,
Robinson.
really nice guy. He tried to help us, but he hurt our drummer's leg.
You like chip a tooth
okay.
or
We're-
something? Oh my
you know,
God.
no
That's
hard
really
feelings, though.
funny.
Much respect, Ross.
Thank you.
Totally. You
Thank
can be
you.
like, so our Coachella set tomorrow is going to be awesome. Ross Robinson, not allowed on that stage. Oh, right on. Well, the Far Field has only been out a couple weeks.
Just
one
one.
week.
Yeah.
One week?
Just one
Can I
week.
just tell you guys, I love it. In particular, I love, is it Candles? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the slow jam.
Okay, that is baby making music. I was like, Future Islands, look at you. I love that song.
It is, that's one of the things we want is for people to be making out at our shows.
Yeah, we
Make some babies.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it is.
know we're doing a good job if there's people making out and stuff in the crowd.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really good. The record's great, and
Thank you.
that one just stood out to me, though. I love it.
Thank you so
So
much.
good.
It's got some of that vibe of the islands,
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe some islands that already exist.
Yeah. So last time I talked to you guys, I'm just gonna keep going. You were playing Observatory in San Diego, and what did we say? It was like 2015, maybe.
Probably 2015.
And I think it was near the end of your tour, if I'm remembering correctly. And Sam, were you getting knee surgery? Is that right? Or you had something going on?
That might have been right after I hurt my knee again. I've had ACL reconstruction, but then my knee is just ruined ever since then.
I think at that
anyways.
point you were saying that you were thinking you might need to have knee surgery.
Oh yeah, I
It's a
think I
little
still need it. I
time
never did get it
Oh, you
fixed.
didn't?
No,
Okay.
I never went to the doctor.
Oh my God.
I got health care and then never went to the doctor.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if
But
it's
you
funny.
really, because
It's
you're
not really
really
funny.
on stage. You're right. It's not
Yeah,
funny at all.
my knee's in a lot of
You
pain
all
still.
right? Oh no.
I think I tore my meniscus in Red Rocks
Oh.
in August of 2015. I'm pretty certain
just
I tore
dancing
it.
too hard.
But I think I also tore it in 2012 I had my surgery in 2010.
But you
So
have a fancy knee thing that you wear now sometimes, right?
yeah, it's like it's a pair of legs, pantyhose. I just cut off enough to fit right here.
Okay. Is a little support system?
It just makes me feel sexy.
That's good. That's all you need, really. It's all up here and in here with the meniscus.
If you feel sexy, that pushes through any pain.
Totally. So because you really are like what it's funny when I tell people like, oh, I'm going to interview Future Islands on 91X and they're like, oh, that's Sam. He's dancing. Like that's something people that stands out, I think, about Future Island shows, one of the many things. So it is really physical, but you're okay. It hurts or
I don't know if I'm okay. You just go through it.
Okay.
You just do what you have to do, you know what I mean?
In this interview for a long surgery and recovery story, but no.
Nah, well, that's probably the reason that I didn't do it. Like in 2010, when I had my reconstruction, it was a long recovery process. Even I mean, we were only off the road for 2 months. Did the surgery and then had like 11-week physical therapy. It was supposed to be longer, but then we just hit the road again because we couldn't afford to be off the road. So we were all broke at the time, so we had to be on the road. But then it was very It's very painful, you know.
Yeah.
So,
If you watch the Tin Man video, you're still wearing the thing on your leg.
Oh wow. So then, since you didn't have surgery, when you finished that tour, what did you guys take any time off before like starting to record the Far Field? And had you been writing songs the whole time, or like how does Future Islands work? Like, are you always writing new music and like testing things out on the road, or is it kind of like when you get back to Baltimore, right? You go, okay, let's on this date meet in the studio and start working on a new record and write in the studio, or how do you guys do it?
Well, this time I think we took like a month off.
That's it?
And then we ended up renting a beach house in Outer Banks, in the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Oh.
And then we started writing there.
That's cool.
So we done there for like almost 2 weeks, I think. 12 days, 10 days.
It was only 7 days.
7 days.
But it felt like an eternity.
It was really
being in the
long.
same house with these guys.
That's kind of, had you ever done that before? Got a house together specifically to kind of write and be inspired?
Well, that's kind of how we recorded our records.
The first time we went to a place to start writing was for this when we started writing for singles. We went to a hunting cabin in like the countryside in North Carolina.
Wow.
That's just like a hunting cabin in my family. They let us take it over for a week, and that was when we kind of first started writing. It was like a focused writing session for what would become singles, and also at the same time we were. For that session, we were doing a 10-year anniversary show of our first band that we had in college. So during the day, we would be writing new stuff, and at night, we'd be trying to remember things we wrote like 10, 11, and 12 years previously. So it was kind of like this weird, like super new and super old. But Singles was the first time that we wrote more than we needed for the album, and then we did this basically the same thing. So we started off in early January last year writing, and then we would just write in chunks. Whenever we work, we're like fully on, you know. But then like we'll take like 2 or 3 weeks off, take a month off in between writing sessions, and then once we had enough material that we felt confident that we might have an album's worth, we booked some secret road testing shows under different fake names.
Really?
Also because it was fun. It was fun for us to do that. Also.
What were the names? Do you remember?
The Hidden Havens.
Oh.
That was the name of the house that we started writing
okay.
in. Chirping Bush. That was named after a dream that Garrett had while we were at that house.
All right.
And then This Old House.
And
Which is the show that my dad made me watch every Sunday.
PBS.
And I hated
I'm
it.
very familiar with it. Do your fans find out somehow? Like, do Future Islands fans get wind of it, even though you're trying to be really stealth? And would they show up, or was it just
we did
totally
book
random
we booked
people?
the shows in places that we knew word of mouth would
Okay.
it would spread really fast.
Cool.
So, and we were playing with our friend's band, Jenny Bizet's from North Carolina. So
Okay.
the shows were booked as Jenny Bizet's tour, and then with a different opening band each night. But the opening band was actually us, and we played after them.
How
But as soon
fun.
as we got there, the bartender and the promoter knew that it was us, and they by the time we played, it was sold out
Nice.
every night, except for We played just outside of DC in the Galaxy Hut in Arlington,
No
Virginia.
one cared.
And it was very lightly attended. It was really cool. It was really awesome. It was like maybe 40 people there.
It was that's kind of what we expected. I think it to be like.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I thought more people would come out,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That was a cool spot though.
It was cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, so you have all these songs, and then you called Ross Robinson and said, let's do this, Ross. So yeah, once you got the songs, though, who did you work with on the album?
Well,
and,
the rest is history, really.
Actually,
End of story.
come on.
We worked with John Congleton.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, good old John. And he's a really hardworking dude. His name's been on so many things recently. But John's a guy who we've heard about from a million friends who've worked with him, and his name kept circling back. So we sent out maybe like a 4 or 5 song of our own demos to a few different producers and got kind of a notes writing session back, what they thought needed to happen, what needed to be done. And John definitely felt like the best fit for us. So we just went in the studio with him. He's the one that picked Sunset Sound in LA. And it was a really positive working experience with him. He's very similarly minded to us, as well as being not only like a studio rat. You know, he knows the ins and outs as far as recording. He's also a musician and a touring musician himself. So I think that's important to, I don't know, have somebody like that who understands what it's like to kind of give your art over to someone. Because there really has to be a level of trust within a studio space. That we trust that someone is making the correct decisions, and that they trust us that we know what we're doing.
And then the rest is really just history.
And again.
John is really good. He's a really good communicator. I think that's one of his strong suits. He's good at addressing all concerns in the room. If he was here right now, he would totally agree with that, I think.
And was that your first time recording it in LA at Sunset or?
It's our first album recorded outside of the East Coast.
Yeah.
But we did do a 7-inch years ago in like 2009. On our first U.S. tour, actually, we recorded in Oakland, California. So there are a few songs, and those are actually the first songs we ever wrote as a concentrated 3-piece after our drummer quit the band. That's the famous Feathers and Hallways 7-inch with Pinocchio and The Happiness of Being
so
Twice.
Famous.
We sold 60 copies. It's famous.
It's famous now.
When you guys totally it is now. Hashtag Feathers and Hallways. What was it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It doesn't even say Feathers and Hallways anywhere on the 7-inch. We just started calling it that.
That's so punk rock. I love it. When you guys write songs, I was curious about listening to the Farfield. Because it's very there are far more keys than guitars. Am I wrong on the album, or is it?
You're correct.
Okay, so when you're writing, then do you write songs on a keyboard, or is it written on a guitar? Pardon my ignorance, but how do you guys, when you're
Sam
just
tries to write some of the songs on acoustic guitar,
or is it a keytar?
but
I can't play any instruments.
Oh, really?
He's picking on me.
no, we just usually put on a drum beat and then keys, bass, drum machine.
Yeah, these guys just start making sounds, keys and bass, and then I just sit and write in the corner.
Okay, and dance.
And they just pelt me with rocks.
Oh.
Bring the pain.
And shove drums into you. Well, right on, you guys. So what is next for Future Islands? Just touring, I assume, right? To support this new record? Are you just gonna tour like crazy?
Yeah, we'll be out. We'll be doing this week out here, the 2 Coachella shows, a couple side shows, and then heading overseas. I guess it's a UK tour.
We're flying straight from LA to Glasgow. That's when we're all going to get terrible colds. Because the weather's going to shift so bad.
So different.
Yeah. But we'll be in the UK for a week and a half. And we're going to be on the road for the next probably year and a half or 2 years.
And is that okay with you guys? You like that? Because that's a long time. It's a lot of work.
Well, get back to us.
This is the life we've chosen.
It is. Totally.
It is part of the work, It's like,
right.
I think it's important. It's important you love what you do, making music and getting out to people we love to perform for people, and everything else is just a symptom of that. So you have to understand, like, it is hard work sometimes, but you also have to take it as work and be like, you know, maybe don't take that last shot, because you have stuff to do tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Don't shake your head,
Risa.
What is it? The good night shot?
The good night shot is not a good morning.
It may even be a bad.
That last
night.
one
It turns last night into a bad night shot.
Yeah. Well, good luck, you guys. And you're playing tomorrow out here. What time do they play, Risa? Do you guys 6:10, of course. Dude, wear a little sunscreen because it'll still be up, and have a great time.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Who do
you.
you think is the palest of all of us?
Who's the palest?
Who's the palest of them all? That's tough. I don't know.
Does it help?
William, you're fair, buddy.
I'm pretty fair.
It might be you.
That might be me. Okay,
Might be
I can
you.
take it.
It's a tough one, Garrett. I think Sam's got a little color. Yeah. A little, oh, right. There's that.
We were talking about this
No,
on
I'm
the
going to
way.
go with William.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
okay.
Fair
No
enough.
shame in that game.
and the rest.
The rest is history.
Future Islands on 91X.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks.
Oh, happy birthday.
You
We really thought
2
it
years
was
in a row.
today. Yeah. Oh, no, it's blowing out.
Happy birthday, dear Sam. You guys can CGI it, right?
Totally.
Thank y'all.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Do I smash your face? Should I Aoki it?
Yeah, he made it. Cooked it up this morning.
I've been working very hard
Did
on
you
this.
make that?
No, I love they had one job. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's awesome.
Happy birthday, Sam.